Sunday meal prep video. I am so glad that you're joining me today. If you are new here, my name is Jennifer. I am 46 years old. I've been doing WW for almost 2 years now, and I've lost about 70 to 72 pounds. I keep fluctuating up and down that same 2 pounds, but I only have like 4-ish pounds to go to my goal, maybe 3, kind of depends on the day. But yeah, so it is a journey. It's not a race the way I see it. I'm not necessarily in a hurry, and one thing that I've always tried to do is eat as much food as I can and still have a little bit of a weight loss. So one thing that also helps me is to meal prep all of my food for the whole week. So if you are new here, that's what I will do today. I prep 2 different meals. My husband and I swap those for our dinners, 6 nights, Sunday night through Friday night. So I will just have 2 meals, 6 servings each, and that's kind of how we you know, work the WW plan. My husband does not do WW, but he definitely enjoys and eats these meals right along with me. So for the meals today, we have one new recipe I'm going to do, and this is from Skinnytaste. This is ground turkey skillet with zucchini, corn, black beans, and tomato. So I thought that looked pretty good, and I'm just going to make some rice to serve that with. So that will be one of our meals, and then the other meal is going to be our Kung Pao chicken with the fried cauliflower rice, and then with that, we also like to eat a spring roll and a couple of pot stickers because it is a very low point meal. I think it comes out to 1 or 2 points per serving for the whole meal. It's an extremely large, bulky meal. So if you're looking for something that's going to fill you up, the Kung Pao chicken I highly recommend. And then I normally make cookies for my dessert for the week, but I decided to try to take a break from the cookies because I can feel myself getting a little bit burnt out on them. So this week I'm going to make this Weight Watchers 0-point cheesecake. Now this would not be 0 points on the green plan. You would have to calculate that to see what it would be on the green plan. This does not provide that information on here. But this is from Slapdash Mom. So all it is non-fat Greek yogurt, 3 eggs, some sugar-free cheesecake vanilla pudding mix, some imitation vanilla, and 3 tablespoons of stevia. I don't have stevia, so I will just use monk fruit sweetener or something in there in place of that. So that is what is on the agenda today. I also will prep my fruit bowls like I normally do and prep my breakfast for the week because I don't have time to cook in the mornings. So anyway, if that is something that you're interested in, stay along for the video, and if you haven't yet already subscribed, go ahead and click that red subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my uploads. I do upload at least 3 times per week. My videos kind of do have a flow. I have my grocery haul video, and then I'm going to have my meal prep video, and then I have a weekly vlog where I show how I incorporate those meals throughout my work week. Also follow me over on Instagram if you have not yet. I will leave my Instagram handle for you here on the screen as well. And then we have a really great Facebook group, Roy at Recipes with Roy and Bree with Balancing Life with Bree, and I are all the admins of that group. It is called Finding Our Way. This is what the icon of that group looks like, and there is a direct link down in my description box, and we would love for you to join that group as well. And so without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay guys, I am ready to hit the shower. This is Charlie's prep that he has today. Yes, I have 2 pineapples because they were on sale yesterday, and you save 50 cents if you bought 2 of them, and so they've been running kind of small. Of course, these are huge pineapples, so we shall see, but Charlie likes pineapple. If I have some left over, he can help eat it up this week. And then I have 3 tomatoes because for one of our meals we do need 2 chopped tomatoes for the turkey bowl that I'm going to do, and then the zucchini also is going to be just chopped into chunks for that turkey bowl as well. I have my blueberries as usual, my cantaloupe, and then my 3 bell peppers. And then this is the chicken for the Kung Pao chicken. Charlie will dice that up. Any chicken breasts that are left over, he will just trim the fat off of them and put those in the freezer. And I think Nico approves. Do you approve, Nico? Is it all good? You smelling it? Yep, is it ripe? Okay. Good boy. Let's not lick it. Say hi to everybody. He instantly starts purring, y'all. I don't know if you can hear him. He just jumped in the refrigerator also, by the way, because I was unloading the stuff and left the door open. And yes, he got in the refrigerator. I will have that posted over on my Instagram just so y'all can see. He's a little mess. But anyway, I'm going to head to the shower and we will roll into Charlie's prep.
How did we end up here in the corner looking like enemies? We used to be the team people talk about. What a chemistry. I can see it in your eyes. You don't wanna talk anymore. I wanna get so numb while we enemies. No, you don't mind the way I stutter my words. You know exactly what it means and how it hurts. Oh, I can't believe you're here. Can't get any worse. No, no. I just wanna get out of here. I find it so hard to breathe. 'Cause when you get too close, I lose my way and I freeze. I wish you knew what power you have over me, but now it's so hard to breathe. Just get me out of here. Just get me out of here. Just get me out of. How can you be so calm around me when I act desperately? You used to be the one getting crazy when I'd be hard to reach. I can see it in your eyes. You don't wanna talk anymore. I wanna get so numb while we enemies. No, you don't mind the way I stutter my words. You know exactly what it means and how it hurts. Oh, I can't believe you're here. Can't get any worse. No, no. I just wanna get out of here. I find it so hard to breathe. 'Cause when you get too close, I lose my way and I freeze. Never up, never down, never. Like a theme in a song, clever. Feeling high, feeling low at the same time. Feels so right, then I'm wrong, hoping I'll be fine. But I get up, I always do. I never think, I always do. Never thought I wouldn't jump, oh what a fool. But if I fall, I will get up again. I will get up again. Stronger than I ever been. I will get up again. Stronger than I ever been. I will get up.
Hey guys, so I have my cantaloupe, my pineapple, and my blueberries here. We're going to throw these in the containers real quick and get these in the refrigerator. One question I get lots of times is where I get these containers. These are Sistema containers. You can get, sometimes you can get these at Walmart. I do have some linked in my Amazon store. And then the other day I saw some at Home Goods, and I wish I'd have picked up a couple of more because they were only $2.99. So if I make it back over there one day this week, then I'm going to try to grab a couple because I only have exactly 7 containers. Charlie just had to wash me one so that I would have 7 because I just finished using one and didn't have 7 clean containers. So anywho, I definitely want to pick up a couple of more of those, but you cannot beat the prices that you can get sometimes at TJ Maxx, Home Goods, places like that. But let's get the fruit in the bowls and get these in the fridge and out of the way. Okay guys, here is my fruit and yogurt containers all prepped and my diced peppers and everything ready to go. And this is the tomato that Charlie sliced for my sandwiches this week. So I'm going to get this put in the fridge real quick, and then we are going to get started on the ground turkey bowl Skinnytaste recipe. Real quick before we get started on the ground turkey bowl, with that I'm going to make some rice. I do have some frozen from the last time that I made this like seasoned rice. So I have this over here just de-thawing in a bowl and some water. I think that will thaw it up just fine. It's still in the plastic bag. And so we're just going to make 1 cup of rice in the rice cooker. And I'm going to use this recipe here from Recipe Zaz, which I will link it down below. I really like it. It's simple. It's basically chicken broth, a cup of rice, some poultry seasoning, some butter or margarine, which I'm going to leave out. I may spray in some of my spray butter because I don't want it to really add additional points, although I don't think that much would matter. And then half a teaspoon of black pepper. So real quick, in my rice cooker, which a lot of people ask about this is just an old Sanyo rice cooker. I don't even know if they still make these or not. But there are several that you can find online that has many more functions. Mine doesn't really have hardly any functions on it, any buttons or anything, but it works. So I love it still. So I'm just going to use my jasmine rice, which I have it in this container here labeled. And we're just going to do a cup since I have this frozen left over. I've been trying to use up a lot of stuff out of my freezer. If y'all have noticed lately as I'm digging and finding stuff, I'm like, I need to use that up. Because if it stays too long, then it kind of gets that freezer burn. So anyway, we'll mix it with the fresh rice, and hopefully we'll never know the difference. So I have my rice in there, and then it calls for 1 cup of chicken stock or broth, which this is for instant rice. His recipe is. I'm going to do 2 cups of liquid in here because I need 2 cups in with my 1 cup of jasmine rice that I'm using. So we're going to just do however much we can get of this chicken broth and then water for the rest of it. And the chicken broth does add a good flavor, like to rice or to quinoa, anything like that. I like to add the chicken broth. So we'll see how much liquid we get out of this. It should be like 1.5 cups or something. So there's 1 cup. So almost 2 cups. I'm just going to top that off with some water. So there's my 2 cups of liquid. And then it calls for half a teaspoon of poultry seasoning. I have this chicken seasoning here that I'm going to use. So we're just going to do half a teaspoon of that. And then half a teaspoon of black pepper as well. So I'm just going to use my little coarse black pepper that I have in this little thing. The pepper is what really, in my opinion, gives it the good flavor. And then it does call for a teaspoon and a half of butter or margarine. I'm just going to spray some of this in there just to give it a little better flavor. And then just a quick little stir, and then we'll just turn it on and it will be ready in no time. It'll definitely be ready before I finish cooking the ground turkey bowl, but this will just keep it warm until I'm ready to do anything with it. So there it is, it's cooking. I'm going to turn it so that the steam doesn't like come up under my cabinets. Alright, now let's start on the ground turkey bowl. Alright guys, we are ready to start on the ground turkey skillet with zucchini, corn, black beans, and tomato. So it says to cook it in like a large skillet. I'm actually going to use this large pot because I've got 2 pounds of ground turkey breast, all this zucchini, corn, tomatoes, a bunch of stuff to go in there, and I just want to make sure it doesn't overflow. So the first thing it says to do is to spray a large skillet with oil and brown the turkey, season with a tablespoon of salt and cumin, a teaspoon of each, not a tablespoon of each. But we are just going to spray this and get this turned on, and we're going to go in with our ground turkey. Now whenever you do these Skinnytaste recipes online, you can adjust it to the serving sizes that you need. So I adjusted this to 6 servings. So it actually says that you need 1.5 pounds of 93% lean ground turkey, but I'm using 2 pounds of 99% lean. So for blue and purple purposes, this will be 0 points for the turkey. If you cook it the way that she has it, then it's going to be 4 smart points on blue, 4 smart points on purple, and 6 on green. But I'm pretty sure that most everything, this actually may end up being a 0 point recipe. Since I'm using the 99% lean ground turkey, I'm not using oil, I use the spray, and I think everything else that I add is going to be 0. But I will confirm that, and of course at some point I will put it on the screen for y'all as well. Again, I'm not sure what it would be on the green plan. So we're going to go ahead and season with the teaspoon of salt and the teaspoon of ground cumin. So basically I'm just going to chop this up and cook it until it is brown, and then we will start adding in the other stuff. Okay, so I think that the ground turkey is browned enough. Now it says to push it to the side and add in the tomato paste and the onions and cook those, but I'm not adding onions, so I'm just going to kind of add in the tomato paste and then go to the next step as well. So we need 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. We need 1.5 tablespoons of tomato paste, it says. So we'll just kind of do 1.5. Hopefully that's enough. I'm just going to kind of stir that around. And then it says to add the black beans, the corn, the tomatoes, the jalapenos, the garlic, cilantro, and corn, and stir with 1/4 cup of water. So I have 1 can of drained and rinsed black beans and corn here. I'm going to go ahead and add that in. It says to have 1.5 cups of diced tomatoes. So Charlie did dice up those 2 tomatoes. I'm not sure if that's 1.5 cups, but that's what we're going to use. It calls for 1.5 diced jalapenos instead of doing the fresh. I just got this little can, so we're just going to go in with that. It calls for 1.5 cloves of minced garlic. I'm just going to do 2 teaspoons. We'll do, there we go, and 3 tablespoons of chopped up cilantro, and then I do have some more if we want to garnish with it, but I never remember that. But put that in, and then 1/4 cup of water. And then we basically stir this up, and then we're going to add the zucchini and another 1/4 teaspoon of salt and cumin. I wonder what this is going to taste like. I don't know, like if we're going to need a sauce or anything with it. I just thought this kind of looked like a nice slow point meal. I am serving it with the rice for our carbs. That's one thing I love about WW is I can have carbs, and I love them. So then I'm going to go ahead and add in the zucchini. Charlie chopped it up just into these small little pieces because I want that to soften up. And then it says 1/4 teaspoon of salt and cumin. Which y'all know I love me some cumin. I'm really dying to put some chili powder in there with it, but we're going to follow the directions. So it says to cook until the zucchini, you have to put a lid on it and cook it until it is tender crisp. So whatever that means to you. I'm going to cook mine until mine has kind of started to soften, but might still have a little bit of crispiness to it. But I think that's it. It says you can serve with a lime wedge and more cilantro if needed. I'm actually going to add the juice of a lime in here just to give it a little pop of flavor, because I do have some lime here, or a lime. I think I'm just going to do like half of it because this is a pretty big lime. I think it'll make it taste good. Okay, so I'm just going to put the lid on, and then we will be back to plate it all up. I'm sure the rice is probably about done. It says to put on the lid for at least 5 minutes or so. So we shall be back. Okay guys, so we have the ground turkey skillet bowl here. Even though this isn't a skillet, it's more of a pot, but it is actually very tasty. It's nice and spicy like I like it. Charlie tasted it and he liked it too. He's like, have we had this before? And I was like, no. So I'm just going to try to eyeball it as I usually do and divide it evenly, because everything in here should be 0 points. The only thing that counts is the rice, and each one of these has a cup of rice in it. So I will count this as, I think, a 6-point meal, and it actually, I think, is going to be really good. We will see later in the week as we reheat it and stuff how we like it. But the ground turkey and the zucchini and everything all by itself is nice and flavorful. I didn't add any additional seasonings than what she said in her recipe. Like I said, the first time I try a recipe, I try to do it as directed. And then the next time I make it, if I like it, then I will make modifications. And this is super easy to make too. And my frozen rice de-thawed just perfectly fine, and then I mixed it in really well with my fresh rice, so you can't even tell the difference on that either. So far, I'm very happy with the way this one has turned out. I personally love to eat like a bowl with like a, you know, protein, veggie, and carb in it. I don't know if y'all are the same way, but I used to eat more bowls like this for lunch and stuff. I have thought about switching up my food, you know, and kind of counting macros for a little while just to see if I can get off these last few pounds. It just seem to keep hanging around. If I do that, then I may change up some of my lunches and stuff a little bit, and then just like use my fruit more as a snack instead of eating it with my lunch and having a bowl or something like this. There we go. Got that one portioned out. Let me give you a close-up. Okay guys, here are the completed ground turkey, zucchini, black bean, corn bowls served over a cup of rice. So I will count this as 6 points. I think everything in I am going to put the recipe in my tracker just to verify that it is all 0 points, but I think everything that I added is 0 on the blue plan. So again, the points that I give are for the blue plan. I know that the ground turkey would count points on the green plan and probably the corn and beans as well. I'm not 100% sure, but so far this is really tasting delicious just from our little test taste that we did. And it looks beautiful too. So we'll see how it holds up and reheats this week. But this one is done. Now I think I'm going to move on and put my cheesecake together and get it in the oven, and then we will do the Kung Pao chicken. Okay guys, we are ready to make our Weight Watchers 0 point cheesecake. Again, this is going to be 0 points only on blue and purple. I'm not sure what it would be for the green. This is a recipe from Slapdash Mom, so I will leave it linked in the description box below. It's very simple: 3 eggs, 3 cups of non-fat Greek yogurt, 1 small box of the fat-free, sugar-free cheesecake pudding mix, and then 1 tablespoon of imitation vanilla, although I'm just going to use real vanilla extract, and then 3 tablespoons of stevia, which I need to grab my monk fruit sweetener because I do not have any stevia. And basically you just mix it all together and put it in a pie dish or a springform pan. I'm just going to use this clear pie dish. I never make anything in that, so I'm not even sure why I have that pie dish, but I'm glad that I do. And it bakes for 30 minutes, and then you let it cool for 15 to 20 minutes, and then you cover it with plastic wrap, and then it has to chill overnight in the refrigerator. So I won't have this until tomorrow, but that is fine. So I'm just going to get started on it. So we're going to go in with our 3 eggs. Get y'all tilted down here so you can see. Okay, so it says to add in the eggs, the vanilla, and the stevia, and then blend it. So let's see here, we need a teaspoon of vanilla, so we're just gonna eyeball that. There we go. And grab my monk fruit sweetener. So here's the monk fruit sweetener. I like this one, Lakanto. I've used it before in several other recipes. We're gonna go in with 3 tablespoons of this. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to mix that up well. And then we're going to do 3 cups of yogurt and the box of pudding mix. This kind of reminds me of making my homemade pecan pies, because I would always do my eggs and my sugar and mix that up together first, and then add in the rest of the ingredients. Okay, then we're going to go in with 3 cups of non-fat plain Greek yogurt. There's number 2 and 3. Then we're going to go in with the full box of the Jell-O cheesecake sugar-free pudding mix. And then we're going to mix that until it's well combined, and it'll be ready to go in the pie dish. Okay, I think that's pretty well combined. This almost seems too easy, so I'm curious to see how this turns out. We're just going to spray our pan with some of the Baker's Joy spray. gonna bake for 30 minutes at 350 degrees. Okay, there we go. And pop it in the oven. We'll show it to you once it is finished. Okay guys, here is the cheesecake. I just pulled it out of the oven. I'm not 100% sure, you know, if it's going to be firm enough. It seems to be. I did leave it in for 5 extra minutes just because it seemed a little too jiggly. So I hope that I didn't overcook it. But we will see. I'm going to let it set out and then cover it with plastic and put it in the refrigerator like it says to. And we will try it Monday night and see how we like it. But I'm excited and super excited because it is 0 points. Hopefully it's good. I'm sure several of y'all have tried it. Let me know down in the comments below if y'all have tried this recipe or something similar. Okay guys, we are finally ready to get started on the Kung Pao Chicken. So I have my diced chicken here that Charlie diced up for me. I don't know the exact measurements of this because chicken is 0 on the blue plan, but if you're not on the blue or purple, be sure to weigh it out to get your accurate points. You're gonna need this, and then I'm also gonna use this Kung Pao sauce, which this one is actually really good. The only place that I can actually find this one is at Walmart. And I'm going to use 14 tablespoons, I think. A serving size is 2 tablespoons. So I'm going to use 7 servings of this, which almost is exactly a cup. And that's probably about what's left in this container, to be honest. So, and then what else are you going to need? Salt, pepper, of course. And then my 2 favorites, chili powder and ground cumin. So the first thing I'm going to do is just spray my skillet and turn it on here. And then we're going to get started on the riced cauliflower as soon as I get the chicken going. I'm just going to kind of salt and pepper it on this side, put it in the pan, and then we'll salt and pepper the other side and then season up with the cumin and the chili powder. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and salt and pepper. Just season to your taste. Y'all know we like a lot of seasonings, a lot of salt and pepper. And then we're going to go in with the ground cumin and the chili powder. And y'all, my battery's going to die. Charlie's going to go get one. We have a black camera and a white camera, so I'm going to go ahead and go in with my ground cumin and my chili powder. And then we will stop and change out this battery. Okay, we are back with a new battery. The chicken is basically just going to brown, and then we'll add the Kung Pao sauce to it. So sorry if that's loud, but I need to go ahead and get my veggies in here. These stir-fry vegetables, which I did warm them up in the microwave for a few minutes, but this is kind of like an old bag of mixed vegetables that I found. Like I said, I've been trying to clean out my freezer, and then we have like some Fiesta blend veggies and stuff in there. So I never really used these to make this, but that's what Kroger gave us, and then we found that old bag of mixed veggies and thought, you know what, we just need to use that up. So I'm going to put the veggies in here, and I'm just going to season those with just some salt and pepper. And then I'm going to put the lid on it, and, well, I guess I need to turn this on. Put salt and pepper on it. And then I'm going to put the lid on so that it can kind of finish softening these up. Again, I partially softened them in the microwave. My favorite stir-fry vegetables to use for this are actually the Great Value at Walmart. They have a broccoli blend. That's my favorite one to get. 2 bags of that is perfect for this recipe, but we did not go to Walmart, so I did not get them. So we're just going to let that steam, and we're going to get started on the cauliflower rice so that it will get softened up as well. So I'm just going to spray that with the olive oil spray, and then I am going to use 3 bags of cauliflower rice because whenever I make the fried rice, it seems like I don't know, it gets like really dense and kind of cooks down to nothing, so I'm just going to use 3 bags. Sometimes I use 2. Kind of depends on if I remember to do 3 or not. And I did crush these up before opening them because they were like frozen bricks. So basically I'm going to salt and pepper this and put the lid on and let this soften up as well. Then we will add in the fried rice seasoning packet, the soy sauce, and an egg and everything, and that's what makes it taste like fried rice. Okay, so while everything is cooking, I'm going to measure out some of my other things that I have over here. So I'm going to measure out my Kung Pao sauce so that it will be ready. I'm going to measure out my soy sauce because I need I need 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. So I've got just a little bit left in this container, but then Charlie just went to Publix and picked me up a new one. And I will get my egg ready. I like to go ahead and crack the egg in a little bowl and have it ready. And then the minced garlic, we just need a couple of teaspoons of that. So there's nothing to prepare for that. I will just put that and that goes into the cauliflower. Okay, so I think the chicken's good. I'm going to kind of turn it down a little bit, and then we're going to measure some things. First of all, we need 1 egg. I'm just going to go ahead and pop that in there. And then we're going to need 4 tablespoons of soy sauce, which a tablespoon is 15 milliliters. So I need, what, 60 milliliters? So that was almost enough, which Charlie does like to use the soy sauce during the week too. So that's 53 milliliters, so I need just a little bit more. Well, we went to 63. That's fine. And then for the Kung Pao sauce, let me get a bowl for that. And then I have to calculate, because we're going to use 7 servings, and a serving size is 35 grams. So we're going to do 7 times 35. So we're going to do 245 grams of the Kung Pao sauce. I'm just going to put it in that bowl. Tear it out, switch back over to grams, and we'll do 245. Alright, perfect. 249, good enough. Okay, so I think the chicken is just about done. We are going to go ahead and add in most of the Kung Pao sauce. I'm going to save a little bit because once I mix the veggies in with it, then we'll add the rest of the Kung Pao sauce. I'm just going to let that cook on there for a minute or so. I'm going to check on these stir-fry veggies, see if there's any water I need to drain off of them. And then we will get those added to the chicken. And I think the cauliflower rice is just about softened up. It'll definitely be ready by the time that I get these veggies mixed in with the chicken. Which actually, the veggies look pretty good. I don't really think there's any liquid in there. So we are just going to go ahead and put it in with the chicken and the rest of the Kung Pao sauce. I'm about to forget my sauce. And I personally don't think that the Kung Pao sauce is spicy. I know some people do. So you could probably make something similar with this, like if you just bought, I don't know, a stir-fry sauce or something. And maybe didn't put the cumin and chili powder in there. Maybe some soy sauce. And I'm excited to try my cheesecake, but it has to sit overnight in the refrigerator. So I'm just going to turn that down, and we are going to finish up the fried rice. Okay, so for the fried rice, we're going to go ahead and add in a teaspoon of the minced garlic. We'll just do a nice big heaping teaspoon there. And we're going to add in the 4 tablespoons, I guess, of soy sauce that we measured out. And the fried rice seasoning packet, which this is the Sunbird one. I really like this one. I usually get this at either Kroger or Publix. I'm not sure Walmart carries that brand. Walmart does have another brand, and I think I've tried it before, and it was fine too, but I've just always liked the Sunbird. So basically, once this kind of gets mixed up together well and simmers here for a minute or two, we're going to scoot it over to one side, and we're going to scramble the egg, and then mix the scrambled egg in with it. And it will taste just like fried rice. Okay, so that's probably pretty good. We will scooch this over to one side. Let me see if I can get y'all in a little bit closer here. And so we've got it all pushed to one side, and we're going to put the egg over here and scramble the egg. And then once the egg is scrambled, we will just mix it up with the rice. If you wanted a vegan version, then just don't add the egg. And I'm sure it would taste just fine. I don't know how well you can see that. I have this overhead light on. It's so dark in here today because it's storming. But anyway, there, the egg is pretty much scrambled, so now we're just going to mix it all up together. I'm going to turn the heat way down so that it doesn't burn. And that's pretty much it. It's actually really simple and doesn't take very long to make this meal. Highly suggest you try it. If you like Asian food, if you like fried rice and want to save on the carbs, of course you could always just make regular rice. In my other bowl I have regular rice. But where we will eat points on this one is with the spring roll and with the pot stickers that we have with it each night. We like to have 1 spring roll, the Chung spring rolls, and 2 of the Tai Pai pot stickers. And I will show you what those look like. So there's that. I think that's about ready. I'm just going to let it set for a couple of minutes. I've cut the chicken off. It's ready. So I'm going to move over here and we're going to plate up. Okay guys, we are ready to plate up the fried rice and the Kung Pao chicken and veggies. And it's all going to go in this one end of the container here. I'm just going to divide everything evenly just by eyesight. We will leave this end empty. I like that. And then I'll put my spring roll and my 2-pot stickers there whenever we heat this up. So that's why I'm going to just put everything together. I'm just going to put the rice on the bottom and then the chicken and veggies on top.
That's something, baby, that I can go without, just like a poison in me. You're all that I'm about, loving the highs, don't mind the lows. It's getting out of my control. I want that something, baby, cause I can go without.
Okay, so there's the rice divided, and now I'm just going to divide the Kung Pao chicken on top.
Easy, but I'm in too deep to walk away from you. Papa used to tell me love should never drive you crazy, but I lose my mind if you don't get his suit. I'm addicted to your love, to your love, your love. I'm never gonna get enough. I'm a sucker for your love, for your love, your love. I'm never gonna get enough. You can end it, say it's over, but I'm never going sober. I'm addicted to your love, to your love, your love. I'm never gonna get enough of your love.
Let me get y'all a close-up of it. Okay guys, here is the Kung Pao chicken, veggies, and then the cauliflower fried rice is on the bottom there, as you just saw me plate it up. This is such a nice hearty meal. I know that you cannot see that, but there is a hefty weight to this. We will definitely not be able to probably finish these meals, but we will give our best shot. Okay guys, we are done with our meal prep for the day, finally. So over here, as usual, I have my 7 containers of fruit with my 7 containers of yogurt. These are the ground turkey, zucchini, black bean, corn, skillet bowls from Skinnytaste, and then I just put those over a cup of rice, and those tasted very good when Charlie and I did a little taste test of them. And then of course I have my Kung Pao chicken with the cauliflower fried rice underneath there. Highly delicious. Highly suggest that one, and this is what we will eat it with. I get lots of questions on what kind of spring rolls I use, so I just went ahead and got those out and set them up here. We do cook these fresh in the air fryer on the nights that we eat this, so we will have one of the Chung spring rolls and one of the Thai pie chicken pot stickers. These are, 2 of these. We'll have 2 of these and 1 of these with each one of our meals. And then here is my cheesecake, which I think that it has turned out nicely. It's been in the fridge for a little while. We took it back out just basically to show it. Now I'm going to cover it back up with the plastic and put it back in the fridge, and we'll not try it until tomorrow night. And then of course I have my 5 things of scrambled eggs and my bacon for my breakfast for the whole week. So I think I'm ready. I think overall we have completed another successful meal prep. Okay guys, thank you so much for joining me for another meal prep video. I hope that you try some of these recipes, or if you have already, leave me some comments down below on whether or not you like them or tried them, or whether or not you're going to. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, do all the things, like, subscribe, follow the Facebook group. There's a link down in the description box, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much.